Hey friends, Nelson here. I just want to take a few minutes to answer some common personal finance questions that have been asked to me recently over the last few weeks and share my insights and my thoughts on how I might answer these questions. I hope it helps you. All right, so the first question is, Nelson, I know we're already into January, but I haven't created financial goals. Is it too late to start? And if not, how do I get started? I know we're a couple days into the new year, so if you missed out on the traditional goal setting time period, it's okay. You can start anytime. And I think the best place to start is to think about what you want to achieve this year in your finances. So maybe it's paying off high interest debt, maybe it's paying off a car loan, or maybe it's saving X dollars for retirement this year and setting a goal to achieve that. And then work backwards on how you might be able to achieve that from a monthly basis or a weekly basis. They always say that the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. The next question is, Nelson, what is the difference between good debt and bad debt? I think that's a really great question because there's a big misconception around debt as a whole. In my household growing up, we were taught that debt is always a bad thing, but there's actually two subsets of it. There's good debt and bad debt. Good debt is debt that's acquired to acquire assets, whereas bad debt is debt that's accumulated or acquired to acquire liabilities. So if you're constantly going into debt with your credit card, or you're taking out payday loans, or you're just taking out loans in general to buy things that you might not need or that you can't even afford, that's considered bad debt because those things are decreasing in value and they're not actually creating more wealth for you in the future. Good debt is debt that you've accumulated for things that have a higher probability or possibility to increase in value over time. So an example of that might be something like a mortgage, where if you were to buy a home, perhaps the home value increases over time, or that you're able to build equity in the home. Maybe it's an investment property that increases in not only market value, but equity value over time. So there's a big difference between bad debt and good debt, and I think it's really important to understand too. And the last question today is it possible to start investing with a little bit of money? My answer to that question is always yes, it's possible, because you can start with as little or as much money as you want, but you don't have to have a lot of money to start investing. You could start with as little as 10 or 20 bucks a month. It's really that simple. But I think what's more important is people need to understand how to invest versus having this idea that I should invest and that I want to invest. Like, these are all great to fantasize these ideas of wanting to invest and creating a portfolio that grows over time, but it's a different story of actually doing it. So if you're even thinking about investing, please remember that you can start with as little or as much as you want, but the most important thing is to get started.